All right, there's a sexy title, huh? Sex sells. And here's what this is all about. This goes back a while, but I know this goes on every day. So I get a phone call from a guy who tells me he's losing $1 million a year in his hotel, and I need to save him because if I can't help him, he doesn't know many other people that can. So, man, you're like my last resource. So here I fly into a college town. And before I even stepped foot in the building, I met at the front door by this individual who I meet for the first time. He owns about 6 hotels and other major companies and businesses, commercial real estate and so forth. And he's losing his butt. He's losing $1 million at this hotel alone. He's losing more money at two or three others. But this is my big bleeder right here. He says, I gotta stop this one from bleeding because it's sucking the bank dry. So before we go into the building, Don, I want you to tell me your first impression as soon as we go through those doors. All right, you ready? I said, I'm ready. Pick up my luggage, go through the front door, put it down. All right, what do you see? And this place was opulent. I mean, we're talking marble, crystal, mahogany. Off to the right was a harpist. To the right of her was some sandwiches where you cut off the crust. You've got music being played by the harpist in the lobby. You look over to the left, there's the front desk, and they're standing at the front desk are the front desk agents. And I look around and it smells good, it sounds good, it feels good, it looks good. Man, this place is terrific. But I gotta tell you, Mr. Owner, this is a college town. My first suspicion is that are we maybe a little overstated for the market? No, 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 that's not it, Farrell. Guess again. And I'm like, all right, let me look again. Let me look around here. I keep coming back to that, man. We're just overstated. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. But we're a little bit overstated for a college town, are we not? No, 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 guess again. Well, I gave up guessing. I said, what is it? He says to look at the front desk. What do you see? I said, mahogany, crystal, marble, great looking. Two front desk agents dressed in tuxedos, long tails, ascots, with their hands clasped behind them in like an at ease position, right? Still pretty formal for a hotel, just standing there waiting for a guest to come up. And I said, I see two guys in tuxedos overstated for the market. No, no, no. Here's the deal, Don. He said, we got two guys standing at the front desk. I said, yeah? He said, that's the problem. I said, okay. I still don't understand what you're telling me. And here's what he said. Take this with a grain of salt, obviously. He says, Farrell, checking into a hotel ought to be a sexual experience. I said, it should? He said, yes. And what we need are good-looking women standing at the front desk. And I said to myself, okay, this guy's either from another planet, B, he's a sandwich short of a picnic, or C, this guy is really out there, and I kind of like those kind of thinkers because they make me work harder and smarter. And I'm going to learn something from this, even if he's dead wrong, which he is, because I worked front desk for years. And believe me, not once did I ever think that checking into a hotel was a sexual experience. But I'll tell you, every time I checked into a hotel after that, I thought about this guy's comments every single time. How could you not? So, why am I telling you this story? Because I'm not trying to tell you sex sells. I'm trying to tell you that the guy had a point. If you think of it in this perspective, he is saying, ultimately, Farrell, we need an emotional connection. We need a loyalty connection. We need a personal connection with our guests. And that really is cemented where? Right there at the first point of attack, first point of contact, first opportunity to wow this guest is right there at that front desk. So it makes me go back again to how do we train the first line of offense, not offense, offense people, offensive individuals. How do we train them to make that connection? Do we need to train them on how to dress right? The body language has to be right. The tone has to be right. The words have to be right. The focus has to be right. They have to understand the mission. And the mission is loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Because if we don't, somebody's going to steal our business, and we deserve to have it stolen. So the big end of the story here is this for me. The best thing we can teach our people is how to do the personality partnering kinds of things. How can we show them how to make sure we match the right personality with the person checking in? Now, I'm going to share a dark, dirty secret with you, and I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's my last webinar on this book, so why not let it fly, right? I would stand at the front desk with these two guys, and in would walk somebody with, let's say, what do you call them, high water pants? They're like 4 inches too short. Their suits all crumpled and wrinkled. They've got glasses on with tape, you know what I mean? And I would whisper to one of the front desk agents and say, Harry, we're going to personality partner right now. And this guy is going to come up to you. I know it because he's going to identify it with you. And everyone else standing within earshot would start giggling. And I would say, no, no, you watch. I'll guarantee this is going to happen. He'd look at me and say, no way, that's not going to happen. And sure enough, it would more times than not. And we get a kick out of that. So I'm not suggesting you make fun out of your guests. I'm suggesting you do have a lot of fun. But the point is this. We've got to be able to personality part it. We've got to be able to make that connection, and this is a great place to do it. So let's take this client's perspective of sex sells and say, listen, personality sells, connection sells, that kind of a thing, all right? So there was a moral to this guy's story. And by the way, we did a lot of great things for this guy, and he still wound up losing his hotel. So he was a sandwich short of a picnic. But we sure as heck made it a lot less than $1 million, that's for sure. But he was his own worst enemy, unfortunately.